We got Brandon Davis back here on the program. He's going to be taking on Enrique Barzola at UFC Fight Night 129 on May 19th. Brandon, what's going on, man? How are you?
Pretty good, man. Just got out here to San Diego right now. Just got done eating. Had a couple plane delays and stuff and switches, so I didn't get to make it time to train this morning. But gonna get some here.
Good stuff, man. We'll talk about training in a sec, but first off, how does it feel getting that UFC win under your belt in your last fight? You got the win over Steven Peterson on short notice. Must feel pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, felt really good since we got a bonus too. I needed that money. Now I'm using it to go everywhere else and get some good training in.
That's awesome. What's the connection out at Alliance? How did you end up linking up with them there?
One of my coaches, one of my jiu-jitsu coaches, he's black belt, Ryan Brinkman, is really close with Phil Davis and everybody out here. So he told me to come out here. We were planning to come for a week, but then my buddy got on the Contender Series and had to do his video shoot. And next week I'm training at Donald Cerrone's all week. So we only get to do 3 or 4 days now, but it should be pretty good.
Good stuff. How excited are you, first off, getting this fight? First time fighting outside the U.S., you must be pretty excited.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, the only thing that sucks is having to pay for everybody's plane tickets to come down there and corner, but it's definitely fun.
As far as the matchup goes against Enrique Barzola, how do you feel like you match up against him?
I feel good. He has really good wrestling, and he likes to stand and bang until he starts to get hit. And he'll shoot about 20 times each fight, so means nothing different than I faced so far in both of these fights. Somebody shooting a lot, and every fight I pretty much fight because I'm coming to bang. But he's pretty technical with the striking, likes to throw a lot of spin and stuff, and I think it'll be a good fight. I think my wrestling's gotten a whole lot better here lately as well, so he's gonna have some trouble.
And you mentioned training camp. Obviously, you're training at a bunch of different places. How have you sort of structured your camp? Like, as soon as you found out about this fight, how many weeks did you do back home, and how have you sort of are going to be doing the rest of training camp?
The day after the Steven Peterson fight, we drove back to Mississippi, and then I trained on Monday with stitches in. Just didn't do any sparring, just did wrestling and wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And then that same weekend on Saturday, I did a jiu-jitsu tournament. And then we've just been training. We've been bringing a few people in. We just had, what's his name? Craig Jones in all week, super high-level black belt, him and Ben Eddy. And then Bill Cooper moved down with us. Now he's down here officially, and he's a good training partner as well. Really, really good technical ground game, especially for somebody like who I'm fighting, which I can't remember his name right now.
Barzola. Enrique Barzola, yeah.
So if he does end up taking me down, I have something for him there. But when he found out, I mean, I was already training. I literally get back to training the day I get back to the gym. I don't take any time off because, I mean, I know there's always stuff I need to work on. And then Jason got in touch with Donald Cerrone, and he's like, hey, man, we're going out here. I was like, all right, awesome. And I already knew a few people out in Vegas, so when we went out there, it was easy to get in touch with people. So I got some good sparring in with Jeremy Kennedy, Lance Palmer, and a few other people. Danny Gay was out there. Joseph Benavidez was out there. There's a bunch of good people. And we stopped by the 10th Planet Gym and did a bunch of stuff. So, I mean, we went against only high-level brown belts, black belts. So, I'm gonna be ready no matter what. And I'm looking forward to going out to Donald Cerrone's. I always hear it's fun out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That should be great. Is it tough at all with all this traveling to keep the weight down at all, or do you kind of just find the nearest grocery store and just try and keep the weight down?
No, it's not that tough. I mean, I usually try to keep myself under like 167 if I can, and I was at 165 this morning. So I've been eating pretty good and eating like healthy as well. Healthy, but I haven't been cutting down on any meals. I still eat all my meals. Just eat pretty clean. But the traveling, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see because I'm about to be doing a lot of traveling here soon. And we'll see if that takes any toll on it.
How do you see this fight playing out on May 19th?
I think he's going to come out and try to throw some strikes and try to throw some spinning stuff and get hit a lot, try to take me down or hold me up against the cage like everybody else. Then I get off the cage and I hit him a lot. And maybe I'd take a few takedowns of my own, shoot a few shots and change up the game on him and then make him work his way back up and then go back to hitting him a lot.
And what's next for you after this? Are you looking for another quick turnaround? You've had a lot of fights already this year, in the span of a year, I should say. Are you looking to, get a quick turnaround, or do you want to take some time off after this fight?
No, I'm all about fighting. This is my life. So, I mean, they get me one in another month or two, I'm happy. Like I said, if I can fight 12 times a year, I will. People want to make it to the top 15 and top 10 really quick. I'll take 10 or 15 fights to get there and get better each fight and make money at the same time and then get more exposure. So, I mean, I'm not in a rush to get to the top 15. Of course, the faster I get there, I'm going to be happy. But if they make me take 10 fights and they give me 10 fights within 2 years, and I'll be happy with that.
Awesome. Last question for you here. We've seen a lot of crossover lately between pro wrestling and MMA. Ronda Rousey's obviously over there now in pro wrestling. Do you follow that at all? Do you care about pro wrestling, or is that something that doesn't even matter to you?
I don't even look at any of it. I couldn't tell you who's in there.
Okay.
I know probably Brock Lesnar and the big dude that does the movies, super big hands. Can't remember his name.
John Cena.
But him and Ronda Rousey, John Cena. Yeah.
Did you ever watch it growing up or no?
When I was a kid, until about 10 years old, and I found out it was fake, and I stopped watching it. But back then, I used to love Steve Austin and Sting were my two people.
Good choices. I like those. And this is going to be an awesome fight. It's coming up here May 19th. It's UFC Fight Night 129. Brandon, it's always good talking to you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
Social media, Instagram and Twitter is both at Brandon Davis UFC. For right now, sponsors, of course, Neo Life for always hooking me up with my PT, physical therapy, and everything, and the UFC PI for helping me out with my shoulder the other day whenever I was up there as well. But that's about it for right now. Of course, all my teammates, look out for Tyler Hill. He's fighting on the Contender Series coming up, so that should be big. Trying to get another one of our guys into the UFC, and he's really good fighting a guy from AKA. So, I mean, should be fun. I mean, but make sure to check it out May 19th. I don't know where they have me on the card right now. Usually it switches up, but I think it's right this second. It's like Fight Pass, so that sucks. But it is what it is.